Have you ever poured your heart and soul into something, months, maybe even years of relentless effort, only to watch it collapse in an instant? The project crumbles, the opportunity vanishes, the relationship ends, or the dream you chased so fiercely turns to dust. Rejection cuts deep. Failure lands like a physical blow. In those raw, disorienting moments, the world feels smaller, heavier, almost suffocating. Most people shatter under that pressure. They spiral into self-doubt, replay the pain endlessly, and convince themselves that their worth has been measured and found wanting. I have stood in that same darkness, questioning my path, wondering if I was ever truly cut out for the fight. Yet the ancient Stoics saw something profoundly different in these moments. They did not view adversity as a cruel punishment or a sign of personal inadequacy. They saw it as the very forge where real strength is born. Seneca captured this truth with stark clarity: fire tests gold, suffering tests brave men. Hardship does not arrive to break you, it arrives to reveal you, to strip away what is weak and temper what remains into something unbreakable. The difference between those who crumble and those who rise has little to do with luck, talent, or circumstances. It has everything to do with response. How you meet the storm determines whether you drown or learn to sail through it. Consider rejection. It stings because we so easily tie our self-worth to external outcomes, approval, success, validation from others. However, the Stoics refused this trap. They insisted that true value comes from within, from character, from virtue, from the quiet integrity of how we choose to act. Epictetus put it plainly: it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Rejection is not a final judgment on who you are, it is merely an event, one among countless others. When it arrives, do not rush to despair. Pause. Breathe deeply. Then ask the questions that matter: what can I learn from this? Where did my approach fall short? How can this experience sharpen my judgment, deepen my resilience, and make me more effective next time? The pain is real and often intense, but it is temporary. What endures is true. The transformation never hides in the soft embrace of comfort. It waits on the far side of discomfort, the late nights when exhaustion begs you to quit, the difficult conversations that make your stomach knot, and the risks that whisper failure in your ear. Comfort lures us with promises of safety, but it quietly keeps us small, stagnant, untested. Discomfort, by contrast, is the honest teacher. Every time you voluntarily step into what frightens or fatigues you, you train your mind and spirit the way an athlete trains muscle. Seneca reminded us, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Most of our torment comes not from the hardship itself, but from the exaggerated fears we build around it. Lean into the discomfort anyway. Over time, what once felt impossible becomes manageable, even ordinary. You grow not despite the struggle, but precisely because of it. Blaming others or cursing circumstances feels instinctive when things go wrong. It shifts the pain outward and offers momentary relief. Nevertheless, it is also completely disempowering. The instant you point the finger, you surrender your ability to shape what comes next. The Stoics turned this instinct on its head with one liberating question: how am I responsible? Not to torment yourself with guilt, but to reclaim agency. You cannot command every event, but you always command your interpretation and your action in response. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Ownership transforms victims into creators. It frees you from endless regret and places the reins of your future firmly in your hands. Emotions surge during crisis: fear that paralyzes, shame that shrinks, anger that blinds. They arrive like a storm, loud and overwhelming, convincing us this moment defines everything. However, the Stoics knew emotions are temporary visitors, not permanent masters. Acknowledge them fully, feel the heat, the tightness, the ache, then step back and observe them as if from a distance. Return to the facts. What actually occurred? What lies within your control? What small, rational step can you take right now? Clarity lives beyond the emotional fog. Marcus Aurelius advised, choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Decisions born of reason rather than reaction become the steady compass that guides you forward, but they are never free. Every worthy pursuit demands sacrifice, of time, of comfort, of old habits, sometimes even of relationships that no longer align with the person you are becoming. Seneca warned, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. The real question is never whether sacrifice will be required, it is whether what you give up is worthy of what you hope to gain. Embrace the trade-offs deliberately. Let go of distractions. Endure the short-term discomfort for long-term growth. Sacrifice is not loss, it is the deliberate investment that clears the path to something greater. Resilience is rarely forged in one dramatic, heroic instant. It is built quietly, persistently, through thousands of small, unglamorous choices, rising when you feel like staying down, choosing calm when anger feels justified, showing up again and again when quitting would be simpler. These daily acts compound into an unshakable foundation. Marcus Aurelius envisioned it like this: be like the rock that the waves keep crashing over. It stands unmoved, and eventually the raging sea falls still around it. Consistency, not perfection, is the quiet engine of strength. In the end, resilience begins and lives in the mind. Life will always deliver storms, but your mind decides whether those storms shatter you or shape you. Train it daily. Focus relentlessly on what you control. Welcome challenges as teachers. Reframe setbacks as redirections. Choose response over reaction, ownership over blame, growth over despair. The Stoic path is straightforward yet demanding: face what comes, own your response, learn without cease, sacrifice with purpose, and keep showing up, one conscious step after another. You do not need to be flawless. You only need to be persistent. The strength you seek is already being forged within you, moment by moment, choice by choice. Keep going. The forge is hot, but you were made for the fire.